We have an update tonight in the deadly shooting over a dirt bike sale. During today's probable cause hearing, Jalen Harvey, the man accused of killing Joseph Vindel, told authorities he shot him in self-defense after Vindel pointed a gun at him. Deputies say that Vindel did have a pistol with him, but the evidence doesn't support Harvey's account. Harvey faces charges of first-degree murder, armed robbery, and obstruction of justice in the March 7th shooting. You can read much more on what was said in court today on our website, WWLTV.com.